Hi class, I've been really impressed with the great start you have all made with pre-methods. Today is a pretty quick lesson. We will continue exploring parabolas. You will remember that the basic parabola is y equals x squared. Parabolas have key features such as the turning point, which will either be a maximum or a minimum. They will have a y-intercept, which is where the line crosses the y-axis. They might have x-intercepts, where the graph crosses the x-axis, and there is also an axis of symmetry, which goes down the middle of the graph. So your task will be to look at parabolas on a worksheet and identify their key features and compare them to the basic parabola. Parabolas may differ from the basic parabola in the following ways. They may be narrower or wider, so narrower or wider. They might be reflected in the x-axis, so that just means flipped upside down. Or they might be moved, so they could have gone up, down, right, or left. I'm going to go through a few examples similar to your worksheet. You just need to fill in a table. So we're looking at the blue graph. Its formula is y equals 4x squared. The red graph is just the basic parabola for comparison. So, does it have a maximum or a minimum? This point here, that's a minimum of the graph. Is it reflected in the x-axis? So is it flipped upside down? No. What's its turning point? So this is its turning point here, which is just the origin, so 0, 0. Y-intercept, well, that's also 0. And is it wider or narrower than our basic parabola? Well, we can see it's narrower. Our next one here with that formula in the box. So, does it have a maximum or a minimum? Well, that point there is also a minimum. Is it reflected in the x-axis? No, it's not flipped over. What's its turning point? So this is a turning point here, and we write the x-coordinate first, which is -2, and then the y, which is 0. Its y-intercept, so that's up here where it crosses the y-axis, which is at 4. And is it wider or narrower than our basic parabola? Well, we can see it looks the same. And our next one here. So, does it have a maximum or minimum point? This up here, that's the maximum. Is it reflected in the x-axis? Yes, we can see it's been flipped upside down. What's its turning point? Well, that's up here. So we write it, the x-coordinate first, which is 0, and then the y, which is 3. And its y-intercept, well, that's up there as well, 3. And is it wider or narrower? Well, it looks the same. I'll whip through this last example. So we're looking at the blue graph. Does it have a maximum or a minimum? Well, this point here is the minimum of the graph. Has it been reflected in the x-axis? No. Turning point is here at the origin, so 0, 0. Y-intercept also is 0. And x-intercept also 0. Next one. So maximum or minimum also has a minimum, and it has not been flipped over. Its turning point is here. Remember, we write the x first, which is 2, and then the y, which is 0. Its y-intercept, that's up here at 4, and x-intercept is down here at 2. Last one, maximum or minimum. So this point here, that's the maximum. Has it been reflected in the x-axis? Yes, it's been flipped. Turning point. So its turning point is here. We write the x first, which is 0, then the y, which is -1. Its y-intercept, -1. X-intercept, there are none because it's flipped upside down. So there are no x-intercepts. So this is part of the worksheet that you need to complete. You just need to fill in the tables. Remember, we're looking at the blue graph. The red one's just the basic one for comparison. So just type the answers into the table on your computer and then submit it when you're done.